on the valves. You'll want to know this information for later. Next, you'll want to save your valve cover gasket. I cleaned all of my tools before using them to make sure no dust or dirt got into the engine. Begin removing your head with, I believe what I used in the video was a 10mm socket on a extension. Once you have unbolted the head, you'll want to carefully pry it off with a screwdriver. Once you've removed the head, you'll want to remove the push rod sticking out. They simply pull up and out. As you can see in the picture, that little key looking thing in there holds the push rod from falling out. You'll just want to lift up and pull it, the ball out of the little keyhole. You do not have to worry about the rocker arms at this moment. You will want to remove the head gasket and cover it in a paper towel and to save for later. Next, you'll want to clean around the engine block, and I cleaned the top of my piston while I was in there. The next thing you'll want to do is cover the engine and put it in a safe place. Next, you'll want to measure the thickness, preferably with a pair of calipers. I measured 3 points on the head, one on each corner on either end, to make sure I go to shave the head that everything stayed flat. Next, you'll want to estimate how much you want to remove from the heads. I chose about a 1/16 of an inch. Next, I stapled sandpaper to a board, and you want to make sure that the board is flat. Then you will want to sand the head in a circular back and forth motion. Here's a before and after picture of the head. Next, I cleaned the head bowl with a piece of sandpaper. I would have preferred a wire brush, but I made do with what I had. Next, while you're in there, you may as well go ahead and polish the intake and exhaust valves. I just used the same piece of sandpaper as I used to shave the head. Next, you'll want to clean the head with brake clean. Brake clean will not break down aluminum, and it should not mess up any parts on the head itself. You want to let this air dry for a few minutes and then remove any excess brake clean. And then when you go to install all parts, you'll want to clean them before installing them. And the install is basically the reverse of the removal. When you go to put the head back on, you want to just finger tight the head bolts on with the socket and then turn them about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of a turn in a diagonal pattern. So from left bottom to right top to left top to right bottom, for example. Then you'll want to readjust the valve lash where it is just a tiny bit loose. You'll need 2 wrenches, one for the bottom nut and one for the top nut. I'm not sure of the wrench sizes. Then you'll want to loosen the top nut from the bottom nut. They are kind of tight and you don't want to bend these bolts. Adjust the valve lash according to 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Then when you're going back on with the valve cover, you'll use a diagonal pattern as well. And I just kind of guesstimated the torque on these. It's not really that critical. You want it tight, but not too tight. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.